The Sunday night game wasn't that fun either. I don't know if you guys stayed up to watch that game. My game of the week was Packers versus Seahawks in
Bad.
Seattle.
It was really bad.
Um,
Oh, was it?
the Packers came in and won 30-13. Um, and it wasn't like a fun game to watch either. It wasn't like the the Packers offense started off hot, like it was 14-0 real quick, but after that point, they kicked a lot of field goals. I think they may have had one more touchdown in the second half, but like it was a lot of field goal kicking out of the Packers after that. Right as the Seattle defense started to step up and make some plays in the second half, Geno Smith went out with a knee injury, and Sam Howell
Oh no.
uh, played like garbage when he came in. Um,
Had a
Charbonnet,
QBR of 3, by the way.
Yeah, one of the worst performances probably of on the year, quarterback wise, right?
By far.
Yeah.
what'd you say, Ty Bob?
He had a QBR of 3. His
Oh yeah,
rating, his passer rating was 14.
he was bad. JSN looks like the best receiver on that team. He's utilized the most. Geno Smith was finding him a lot. Um, but the Seattle Seahawks offensive line continues to be porous and letting a lot of defenders through to hit their quarterback. And look what happened. It finally caught up to Geno Smith, and he's hurt with a knee injury. I think MRIs and stuff says it's intact, which is positive. Nothing torn or anything, but yeah, Geno takes a lot of hits, and he was still balling. Hope he doesn't miss a whole lot of time. But yeah, the Packers never really like they started off 14-0 and never really looked back. Yeah, they kicked a lot of field goals, but it ended up 30-13. They were never in doubt of winning this game, and like I said, it wasn't good TV. I didn't
Leave no
finish
doubt.
I didn't finish the game. I was pretty tired, so that's why I needed to catch up on my game of the week.
I mean,
Mm,
the game was bad anyways, but this really
yeah.
does not help out the Seahawks. That takes them to 8-6 with that
It
loss, and
does.
now they've lost their
The
They
grip
needed
Rams
on
to that
the.
division
one.
for the taking right now.
Yeah, they
It
needed that one
is.
bad, and they
But it
did
didn't
not
it
get
didn't
it.
help out because I mean now they're tied with the Rams. The Rams do have the head to head, and
Hmm.
that also opened up the window for the Cardinals to come back in, winning their game against the Patriots, leaves them at 7-7, only a game behind. I think there's probably going to only be one team that makes it out of the NFC West, and so
Uh,
they're really going to need Geno. They're really going to need Geno if they're going to try and make a run at this at all.
with the
In the
records
next
of the
three
NFC
games,
North, you're not going to make the playoffs with a
no.
8-9
No, no. 8 wins doesn't get you into the playoffs anymore. 8 wins doesn't get you into the playoffs.
in a bad
No,
in
I
a
mean
bad
you're
year for the NFC. It does, but
Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
like
mean you're
shit,
getting
dude.
three from the North.
Sometimes 10 wins doesn't even get you into the fucking playoffs, bro. 10 wins used to guarantee you a fucking playoff run.
You're getting three from the North. You're most likely getting two from the East, and then finishing off from one from each the South and the West on the NFC side. So,
Hmm.
uh, I mean, unless some sort of miracle happens where Washington just kind of flattens out the next 3 games, uh, it's not happening for anybody in the West.
Or like if the
Only
Vikings
one
lose
team,
tonight for some dumb reason.
and the Vikings still have
They're still fine.
they're still well above where they are in the NFC West. They
Yeah,
would have to they would have to lose tonight's game
The
against the Bears and then the remaining three for two teams out of the West to have a shot.
you never know. You never know.
Paper Tigers, the Vikings, but
well, I think the
And this is
Vikings
crunch
are a
time. These
little
are
more
playoff
motivated.
games at this point, man.
The Lions now have two losses, so I think um, the Vikings have more motivation to win and try to take their spot. So they still got shit to play for.
I totally agree.
Yeah, the Seahawks still
uh,
have the Vikings to play this year. They play the Rams for the final game of the season for them. So the NFC West is going to come down to the very last game. It seems like the Cardinals may come up and
Hmm.
do something to make a challenge of it, but I really don't see them making much of it right now. So it's Seahawks Rams if Geno can come back and stay healthy for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't overlook the Packers either. I mean, they're still in the race for the North. The North has not been clinched by anyone. Detroit losing to the Bills uh, gets them down to 2 games or 2 losses. Minnesota currently playing right now, but only has 2 losses. Green
Mhm.
Bay's not totally out of it with who has 3?
Minnesota has 3 losses.
No, they
They
don't.
do not. They
Fine.
currently have 2 losses. That's a fine.
Man, I thought I saw that shit earlier.
They're
11 and
currently
2.
11 and
Vikings
2
versus 4 and 9.
playing
Bears.
tonight.